Thank you. And what's the value that we use there? The y value of the vertex. By the way, I also ask you to add one more thing. Maximum or minimum. And what is it here, Gracie? A minimum, I have the lowest point. Are we good with this one? Because now, guess what? If you look at the bottom, there is another word problem like the one we just did. And it's asking for the similar thing. Find the height and find the width. So just know that on this image, I know it might be hard to tell, this is the starting and end point there, and we know that the width is how wide it is, and the depthness is how deep it is. And like we did earlier, let's count. And I want you to do this on your own. You should have 2 answers. Gracie, go ahead and add 4 minutes on the clock. You might have to do some math there to count and stuff, but let's see if you can get both of them right. Also with your units. Also with your units. On your own, please. And remember, in real life, we cannot have negative values. So as you count, ignore the negatives. I think this one's going by 50s, if that helps you a little bit. But I should have 2 answers. One of them is how deep it is, or the height, and one of them is the width. Figure it out. Figure it out. Gracie, time check. Last minute 20. I want to see 2 answers on your paper. And I gave you the harder one on purpose. We did a very easy one with very small numbers. This is a harder one. This is a level of difficulty that you will see and you should expect. How can I add some big old numbers? Or maybe I can help myself out by labeling on the paper. It's going by 50, so that's now 500. And if you know that this is all 500 and it's the same size, so 500 times 2. Maybe that can help us. Thinking a little bit smarter here. Maths. Let's go back together. So please do come back to this page. And by the way, that's a bridge. You ever been on the bridge?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I ask you for the height, which of these two is my height? Is it this longer one or this shorter one here?
Shorter one.
Yeah, we look at how high and how tall something is, so that's my height. And here, well, in real life though, can we have negative values? No, so we know the negatives. And like we said here, it was going by 50, so at the bottom, what's that last number there? 400. And if it's from the very middle to the very bottom, if the 0 is here, well, how tall is this? I think just 400, right? That makes sense to me.
No.
No. Who said no?
Me.
Why not?
Because they're arch.
Because of the little arch. Yeah, where does my arch end? It didn't end at the bottom. Where did it end? Right here. And this value we know is a 300, so the full and correct height of only the bridge should be 300
feet.
And it would be correct if I put my units, which are feet. Now the width by default is the other thing, which is how wide it is. And again, the way that I would have thought about it to make it easier is, obviously it's kind of hard to tell, so I would have labeled here. What number would go here? 500. So I know that this side is 500. And because we learned today it's the axis of symmetry, which literally makes these two sides the exact same, I could have done it two ways. Also add this amount, which is also 500, or multiply 500 times 2, and the answer there is
1,000.
1,000. And 1,000 what?
Feet.
Feet. Now I give this without much help there, and we will see one like this on our exam. But again, in real life though, let's ignore the negatives, and based on what they ask us, we either add them or subtract our values together from each other. And with that being said, we are super good on time. Now we get to finish that last thing here in class, that way you go home and have to do nothing. That is our extra practice. And actually before we begin, I want to not start there. I want to start on this part, on that first page. Oops, I'll give you the answers here. We haven't practiced this in a while, but you will see some questions like these where it asks you to write something in standard form. So, standard form. We also saw it earlier today. I didn't go to standard form for a quadratic.
A squared plus B plus C.
So I want to write them in standard form. That means that these are not in order. So I change them to be in the correct order. Hold on, don't begin. On 19, 20, and 21, what must I do to get them in standard form? Distribute or multiply, aka the box method. For these is a little bit difficult on purpose. The first two are easy. From there, just literally swap the order, put them in standard form. This is where I want you to start. Gracie, add 5 minutes on the clock. We're going to do this independently. 5 problems. We're going to change the order of things. Putting the biggest exponent first. Then standard form is up there. All the x's first, right? Put the x squared. Let's put the other thing that has an x. There we go. please start where I asked you to start. That part right there. Let's forget about that. Is it in order? It is. I'm done. Next one, what do I have to do then? What's the operation? On 20 and 21, I need someone to help me because I'm stuck.
B.
I don't know how to solve those.
Wow.
What should I be using there? The box to multiply them. Here especially, right? It's squared. Here I do not distribute the exponent. That was when I only multiplied. This means the same factor twice, I multiply that still. Alright, Gracie, time check for us. And then you write the answer also in order. Do we put 3 at the end though? Or I can send the 3 there still, right? So put the plus 3 and then combine like terms. Because you did the box already with those two. Now so we send the 3 at the end. X is the box. And then that's what I go with the box for. That's the S tells the plus 3. Then we combine like terms. Oh, you added it already. Sorry. It's because I didn't see that stuff on paper. But leave it anyway. That's why he's gonna be on shirt. Time's about to be done, so I need you to finish with those 5. Yep.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, so for this one, you actually don't need a factor. All you need to do is add squared plus minus minus 2x plus 1.
Yeah. All right, Mavs. That was it on this time. I do want you to check these, by the way, because these are really good questions. And by the way, if I get through a STAR test or a common assessment, these should be the ones that boost up your grade because we should get them right away. Standard form again was just putting the biggest exponent first. On this one I multiply, and because it's already in order I leave it there. This one, we know box method, like terms in the middle. This one though, there was an extra step at the end. Not only do I do the box, but what do I do at the end?
You added 3.
I had the 3 at the end, so I added it to the last number, so it should be a 4. which is hopefully the step that all of us remember there, but that was just raising more standards. At this time, just more practice with that last page, and we are done for the day. So again, like I said, we're not gonna finish that in class. I'm gonna make you take it home. I would suggest that you do it here in class as well. Finish it off. A lot of you already got started, which is amazing because now you have less work to do.